In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa. Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve.
Yes, better understand the world as we evolve. George, good morning.
Good morning, Massive Mark. And good morning, viewers from around the world.
Nice, George. Yeah, so we're here on this beautiful Friday again. It's the 30th day of January, the new year 2026. George, today's Africa international and world updates. Are you ready to give us updates? Because we're coming from your corner, George.
Yeah, let's rumble.
Let's rumble. Yeah, we heard what's happening in Canada there. Your man is telling the United States officials to stop influencing, stop talking to the Alberta separatists. What was that story, George? Say respect Canadian sovereignty. We heard that some people are trying to, I think the Trump administration is trying to talk to a part of Canada to that possibility of probably leaving Canada and being on their own, and all of that. I mean, what's that story, George? Do you have that story?
Well,
Tell us.
it's called Alberta Separatist Group. The Alberta Prosperity Project. They're saying that they met with some U.S. officials and they are seeking about 500 billion loan to fuel its push for independence. So, after Connie made some comments that he made recently, which America was lying when they said that Trump had a conversation with Connie and Connie was backtracking. Connie came out and said, I meant what I said. I am not backtracking on anything. So that kind of, was affecting some sycophants from US who feel like, Trump was being maligned and they're trying to bring this division. So the group claims these discussions line up with the recent comments from a former Trump advisor, though US officials say they've offered no comments or support. So what we're seeing is a new poll is saying about 28% of people from Alberta will support independence, similar to Quebec. But that number sharply drops considerably when they consider the economic cost of becoming an independent nation. So that's what you're seeing there. And I don't think it's going to amount to anything. It's just America trying to cause confusion. So it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. But George, if with what Trump is planning to do, they plan to take some chunk of the Greenland. Don't you think that Trump can mingle his way through anything? He has a way of going through.
If Canada is standing on its own as an independent country, not an affiliate, no affiliation with with the British, being that the monarch is still the queen of this place. Any attempt by Trump to try to do anything to Canada is stepping on the foot of King Charles. And believe me, when they invited him over and gave him a resounding reception, it was a political and diplomatic move they were making to send a message to him. Canada belongs to Britain and it's not for sale. Straightforward, simple, and he will not go after Canada. He will not come here. He will not be allowed.
Let's give our viewers the tidbits of what we're saying. So what's happening is that there is a separatist group in Canada, the Alberta Separatist Group, and the Trump administration is discussing with them to have their own independence. Um, and George just told us now that it's not happening because the Canada is for the monarch, is for the British, and nothing else will separate all these regions to go away. But George, we know some part of Canada also belongs to the French. Um, Now, what happens when there is this kind of issue?
Well,
Will some people?
The Quebecers are the French-speaking Canadians, and it's still the same
Yeah.
thing. It's just a bunch of folks that will rise up one morning and don't feel like things are the way they're supposed to be, and they want to separate, and that's what you're seeing. It happens everywhere. There are separatist group in Yoruba land, in Igbo land, all over the place. Some people from the north want to separate in Nigeria. So this is not a big thing. It's not a new thing whatsoever. We know that it does happen. People, out of
Okay.
their own greed and self-interest, want to separate. But they don't, when
Hmm.
they're at the cost of separation and becoming a nation and finding
Hmm.
building your own capital and everything that is involved in the international diplomacy, they back off. It's not that
Back up.
easy. If it's easy, it'll be done every day. Believe me.
Yes, yes. If it's easy, it will be done every day. So, viewers, that's Canada there with what is happening. Let's have a small pictorial view of Canada and the map with America. If you can see there, you see that the North Pacific Ocean is on your extreme left, the North Atlantic Ocean is on the right, and you have those border towns like Ottawa. Is Ottawa one of the border towns, George?
Yes,
Is
Ottawa
that
is one
one?
of the border towns, and then
Mm-hmm.
also there are a
Hmm.
few others. Like
Okay.
we border with Vancouver. We also border
Vancouver,
with yeah, that's British Columbia, British this
Columbia,
thing. Yeah,
district,
Washington. That is close to Vancouver, Washington.
Vancouver.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we border also with Niagara. Niagara, you
Niagara,
can cross over Niagara, and then also what do you call it? Not Chicago. We border with Chicago too.
Chicago
So
too. Okay. Yes, I
yes,
know Chicago is bordered with Turkey. Yeah. So, but all of this is still heading towards that plan for the Greenland. We know, George, this is still all of Trump's plan to acquire that Greenland because he says Greenland is still on a huge deposit of wealth. So any way he could mangle, corner like.
you know what Trump does. He wakes up in the
Mm-hmm,
morning, something comes to his head, whether it's
mm-hmm.
legal or illegal, whether it's moral or immoral. He wants to push forward because you see Ukraine and Russia fighting over the
Yes,
same thing, and
yes.
he's just there saying, "I'm a man of peace. I want to make sure that there's peace between Ukraine and Russia." But you're also doing the same thing that Putin was doing the same thing that China is trying to do with Taiwan. So these things are just, it's just a new thing that is coming with them. The
But
three
George,
big.
but don't you think when they could lead to referendum, this could lead to referendum, and maybe some Alberta resident might decide to want to leave? Don't you think so? I
Well,
mean, because
before you
what
can
we're
do that,
seeing, yeah,
they believe
when
in
we,
they believe
yeah,
in democratic process. Okay,
yes,
so
and
if they have a referendum, and it's
mhm,
only about 20%, and the rest don't want to go, you're not going anywhere.
okay,
You can only want to go somewhere if you get up to 50% and you can push forward. But if it's
mhm.
in a handful of just 20% and the rest say we're not going anywhere, you can get out if you want to. So what are you going to do? You can't form a referendum that way.
All right, George. But this morning they said they are collecting signatures in the as a petition process that could lead to referendum. They said the petitions, the process of collecting signatures is going on now. So let's see how it goes, George. George, you might be surprised.
Yeah,
These days.
they're not. They're not going anywhere. Believe
Okay,
me, they are
okay.
not going anywhere.
You're not
Take it
going
to the bank. Empty vexels make a lot of noise, and that's what
to.
you're seeing. Yeah,
Trump is
when
not
it comes down.
empty.
No, no,
Trump
no,
is
no, no.
not
I'm talking
empty.
about those people who are collecting
Okay, the
signatures.
signatures.
Yeah, they
Okay,
make a lot of noise. Believe me, when you talk to the real Canadians and the ones that are satisfied, you're not going anywhere. Believe me.
okay,
Because this
okay.
one thing you have to understand is patriotism is something that is so powerful here. They
That's
believe in that. Yes, they're
yeah.
very patriotic.
Yes.
That's why when US started to touch Canada, all of a
Mhm.
sudden you see everywhere we're not buying American goods anymore. And if they start it, we start again. So they're
And they
very
started to
patriotic here.
start again.
They're not loud, but believe me, they are strong
Mhm.
and firm.
That's true. Okay. All right, George. George, you're there for us. Keep your tab on that whole story. Let's follow up with you as it happens. George, also still in that part of the world, America, United States Senate blocked the government from funding the funding bill as the ICE issue continues. ICE funding. George, we saw what happened with the ICE in Minneapolis. We saw all of those things in different corners. Now they say the ICE funding, they want to block it so that there could be that resistance also. There could be that a blockade of the ICE itself being effective in their duty. So what do you think? Blocking,
Well, the
pushing.
Senate, what you're seeing is a chaotic situation that is happening within U.S. and a lot of people are very upset, and a lot
Okay,
of Americans are not happy with what's going on. When you
okay.
continue to kill their citizens, all in the name of trying to remove, you know, um, illegal aliens. So the Senate reached a last minute deal on 2 week funding patch to Homeland Security, buying time to negotiate on new
Mhm.
Trump's stepped up immigration enforcement. So
Sure.
that's what they are doing. So what they're trying to do is to put pressure on it. So they finally reached a agreement for 2 weeks. Okay, even
True.
with the agreement, a weekend partial shutdown is still on the table since the House isn't scheduled back until Monday, and we need to approve any Senate changes. So Democrats insist on the final DHS bill must include strong accountability measures like making sure that like ending warrantless home entries and expanding body cameras after a federal border patrol shooting. So that's what they're doing. So what Democrats are trying to do is to
Mhm.
actually balance the equation a little bit, and and,
Balance.
and they're trying to bring stringent uh, um, conditions to disallow these people from doing whatever they want to do whenever they want to do it. And that's what you're seeing there. So they're squeezing it a little bit.
Yeah.
Whether they have enough number from the Republican to shut down the bill completely is another
Completely.
question. Because
Wow,
most of
George.
them are they
Good.
are weak spined. They are weak spined. I'm telling you.
Good.
You know.
Thank you for that update, George. So, viewers, that's what it is. George has just broken it down. The U.S. Senate blocks government funding bill as the ICE issue continues, and we know what ICE has done lately concerning the killings. So, George has given us that. George, thank you. Let's move on, George. Let's move on to also far away Asia, China. China executed 11 members of a notorious mafia family group. This happened yesterday, George, and people are saying they were too fast to do that execution. China used to move very fast when it comes to execution. China has executed more people in the history of human rights than any other country in the world. George. But the family, this mafia family, also were guilty of what they were accused of. They were running a mafia-like business in Miami, and they were doing a lot. George, what's your story on this? Now they've been killed anyway.
They've been killed.
Anyway,
Ah, anyway,
they've
anyway,
gone anyway.
so,
They've gone.
so they've been
Terrible.
killed. So,
They've
well, what you see is
Mhm.
authoritarian type of government
Okay.
where the processes are ignored, or legal processes might be ignored in order for them to get what they want to do. China executed that family because they have, they're not painting a good picture for China.
Hmm.
Chinese people, when it comes to crime, they know how to commit it and look clean all at the same time,
Hmm.
unlike other people. So when you begin to have a mafia-like organization that is actually tainting the image of China,
Hmm.
and it's been happening for decades, what they wanted to do was to make sure that there is no international interference, because that's what you're going to be getting. And that's why they
Yes.
did it so quickly.
Very
They
fast.
executed
Very
11 of
fast.
them very fast.
Very
You know.
fast. So,
hmm
so
So
viewers, these are
that's
the
what
pictures of
happened.
yes, these are the picture of that 11 family, George. 11, they were all sentenced to death in sometime in September, and
hmm
yesterday they've been executed, swiftly executed. But they said that family also rose to power during a particular coup they had in Miami, and that family were known to began to produce meth drug. They were
Yeah,
also into yes, they were also into casino, illegal gambling, and online fraud. These are the informations we have on that story there. The crew, the family of Ming, Biu, Wen, Liu, and all of them. 11 of them have been executed yesterday. So, George, let's talk about human rights and execution in the world. We know America still does it too. People are executed, lethal weapon, the, the electric chair, and all of that. But George, we're in a modern time. Do we still go ahead doing people like this, even though they commit crime? Don't
well, listen,
Mhm.
listen, listen.
George,
Even your own conscience tells you there are certain heinous crimes that someone can commit.
yeah,
If you go killing people unnecessarily and allow yourself to be used by the enemy, by the demons, to be massacring people, some people that kill people, they eat them up, all kinds of heinous crimes that you can commit, you can be sure that eliminating such an individual will be better for the state. I don't give a care. There is type of crime that you will commit. Death sentence is it. If you
okay,
don't, care about human life, why should you care about your own life?
okay, okay.
Yes.
Hmm.
So
If you don't care
certain
about human
crimes
life,
will certain
yeah,
crimes demand such things.
okay,
Certain crimes. And I, personally, I don't believe in going out there trying to kill people every day. But there are certain individuals that you know that if they are alive, they will continue to mess up and waste lives unnecessarily. If such is
Hmm.
the case, let the law take its course. And if they're
Let the
found
Lord.
guilty, if they're
Okay,
found guilty of death because of the type of crime they commit, let it be so.
okay.
But I believe that such only should be when it comes to, killing. The sword for the sword.
Sword for the sword. Okay, so
Yes.
so execution for you is okay as long as the person has committed
Under certain
that
circumstances, yes. If they
circumstance.
commit murder, yes. If it's not an individual, if you're premeditated murder, you planned it, put it together, and you're found guilty, and the law finds you that death sentence and the state allows it, so be it.
George, but what about these African politicians that commit more than the crime they commit is not, you can't measure it. You can't say he did this. The mere fact that you embezzled shared wealth of a country, you stole funds meant for governance, you have killed everybody indirectly, and we're not killing them. We're not. I mean, these leaders
Well,
go
well,
free.
well. They did not take any gun to go and kill anybody.
So
They did
it's
not
until
shoot
you take a
somebody.
gun, George. It's
No,
until we
no,
take a
no, no.
gun.
There are many things we do that are negative that can cause harm to individuals. But what I'm saying is this: such crime is not under the law that death sentence is the answer to it.
Okay.
You understand? So
Yes.
if there's in America, people, in many of these civilized world, you see embezzlement taking place, and that's
Mm-hmm.
not cause, for
Okay.
murder. They can put them, in prison for a long time,
Okay.
but not for a death sentence because they didn't take a gun and go kill somebody. Yeah, what they did might have caused harm,
Mm-hmm.
to people, but that does not result in shedding of blood, innocent blood.
No, but George, you know that most of these African
They can be
politicians,
sentenced to they can be sentenced to
you,
prison
you
for a
know,
long, long time,
but George,
but
what
not
about
to kill
somebody
them.
that dies because health provisions were not met? adequate provisions for food and all of that, and people die of malnutrition, people die of
Well,
sickness,
it's
and all of
happening
this.
every day. It's happening in Nigeria as we speak.
That's what we're
It's
saying.
happening every day.
Why are they
So
being executed also for corruption?
you gotta catch them first, and pinpoint some kind of crime they committed, and take them through the legal system before you start talking about killing or sentencing. That's the key.
Oh,
In
George.
Nigeria, as it stands today, let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
Almost everybody is looking
Mm-hmm.
for something,
Okay.
directly or indirectly. They want to
Directly.
get, because
Yeah.
things are hard.
Things are hard, George.
Yes, things are hard in that country, because part of the reason, we can discuss it again if we want to. Now, when you want to take away the subsidy,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
without easing it in slowly, line by line, by process, until it comes down to the people. What happens with that? And then you turn around and begin to equate our naira with dollar. Inflation came. The weakened naira now that you have cannot even buy you fuel or food.
Before.
And
Mm.
yet the increase in the minimum wage is not being applied. Look at what's happening in Abuja now with
Okay.
with
So
Wiki and the rest of them.
yes. So why don't we hold our politicians accountable for all of these atrocities? These
We
are
have
atrocities that are equal to killing somebody with a gun, because you plunge the economy into quagmire. You cause families, people begin to do on things they shouldn't have done if probably the economy was running smooth. So I really don't see why we can't also met out these conditions, this execution thing in Africa on our leaders. It's time we think about this too, so that fear will come in.
well,
Will,
which judge will sentence them to death? The same
because
judge that is in their pocket.
are corrupt. You see.
What are you
All
gonna
right,
do?
George, let's move on. Let's move on to others. So we were talking last time about the Electoral Act Amendment Bill. The Senate of Nigeria. Now we're coming back to the Nigerian story. Let's do some Nigerian story. So, George, this Senate set up 7-man committee to harmonize the Electoral Act bill. We need that bill to be harmonized. We need that bill to be amended seriously, George. And do you think this committee will do the right thing, George?
Okay. It's like you find somebody who is sitting pretty
Mm-hmm.
and who got elected through what you know is not the right thing to do. And you're
Mm-hmm.
giving that in person, getting 7-man organization from the Senate to
Mm-hmm.
come and change what brought them to power,
Can
the
you imagine?
system that brought them to power.
Can you
And you
imagine?
want them to change it. Why do you think that many politicians don't want to harmonize anything or try to, change with the status quo? Because it helps them out. Look at what happened
Okay.
in Edo State, when the whole entire Abuja emptied and went there just to make sure that Obebelo was the one who won the election. What do you think that happened there? What do you think happened there? You think it was they all were there giving hands and counting the votes? Come on, man. You're talking about Nigeria. This 7-man thing that they're doing over here is just a way for them to be sucking up our money. You can imagine how many millions that are set apart for this 7-man, to come together to try to do these things. They're not going to do anything at the end of the day. Me and you are here. We're going to come and report it back again. Because to them, they feel like they're shooting themselves on the foot if they change some narratives about this election. What did Yakubu say when he was there will not be any fraudulent thing
Mm-hmm. Yes,
during the
that was
election? Did he not say it in
awesome.
Chatham House? He
Yeah,
came
that's
back in
what
Nigeria and said the same thing.
and,
But
and,
10
and, and
p.m., everything was shut down.
shut down, George. But you see, the sad thing is when a committee is set up like this, there's an allocation of fund that is given to that committee to work with, like instrument of work, and this money will be given to this committee. Sorry. This money will be given to this committee, and you're saying that they are not going to do what they are supposed to do.
They would do what they are told to do.
So it's all set.
They will do what is. You want to change the whole narrative? Don't get the politicians. Get an independent committee that cannot be influenced by the government or by the sitting government. You're going to get you're trying to get me a thief to come and craft a law that would destroy my position. I won't shoot myself on the foot. This thing is a way to we're just what they're doing is what you call Indians call it shine-faced democracy.
Shine-faced democracy.
Shine-faced democracy is nothing but you are there trying to make moves that you're tightening the knots, you're tightening the noose, you're making sure that everything is, prim and proper. That's what they're doing. But in the reality of it, nothing is going to change.
Nothing is going to change.
Think about the law in Nigeria. They always find a way to favor the person who paid them the most. They call it technicality.
That's what they use those words, technicality. I mean, electoral technical. Man, George, let's go on a break. But before we go on a break, let's put out our own condolence to the one renowned business titan in Nigeria called Adekunle Ojora. Adekunle Ojora was a great man. He had many businesses. He had many things. There are so many businesses, George, in Nigeria is owned by this man. So he passed away yesterday at the age of 93, according to the family, and burial arrangements will be announced shortly. So Adekunle Ojora was born 13 June 1932, held multiple titles, including the Olori Omoba of Lagos and all of that. George, I know you met with some of these royal homes and the royal people in Lagos. Do you know about Adekunle Ojora? Do you know?
No, I wasn't privileged to have met him, but we extend our condolences to the family. And our hearts are with you guys as you mourn this great pioneer.
Thank you.
It's a great loss.
It's a great loss. On this note, viewers, let's come back a few minutes. See you on the other end. So you're tuned to Friday edition of International Updates, and George from Canada is here. I'm here, and we'll see you on the other side. Thank you.
Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve.
A year ago, I wrote a book titled The Final Solution, and I was trying to say to the rest of the world that there are challenges ahead. Now, a prophecy did come, and that prophecy is coming to pass. But I'm telling you, the final solution has been found many years ago in the Bible, because the Bible simply says righteousness exalts a nation and sin is a reproach to the people. So I want you to know that we can get solutions to problems in Ukraine, in Russia, in Nigeria, indeed all parts of the world. We need that solution, and the solution is straightforward. Please get a copy of my book. It's the Final Solution by Bishop Schengen Johnson, and you can find it in Kindle, in Amazon. Just type Bishop Schengen Johnson, The Final Solution. It's very, very small book you can read within 2 hours, but it contains the final solution. Do get a copy. Not getting it is doing disservice to humanity. Don't forget the final solution.
Hi there, I'm Mary Keurig, and I am a businesswoman in the United States, but I'm also the Global Content Vice President for the Sub-Saharan Open University in Nigeria. I could not be prouder to work with Dr. Osita Anamika and his team on helping to create not just entrepreneurs and skill-based talent that will get out into the workforce and make a living for themselves, but also young leaders. And to that end, with this integrity-rich university environment that's accredited now, and it's just an amazing opportunity for anyone there of any age to jump on board and learn, we want to let you know about a new offering that we have. We have a global governance and diplomacy course now provided by a whole team of people that crosses several countries to put together these resources and lots of great information for those of you who might be on the path toward public service and diplomatic service, NGO leadership, that sort of thing. We hope that you will walk through this open door and enjoy.
Yes, welcome back, George. Welcome back to the second half of our program today, a Global International Update, Friday, the 30th of January. George, still on some Nigerian news. There was a time we had this discussion of arms dealing, smuggling in Nigeria. And we said that also arms get into the hands of terrorists, bandits, gunmen, and all of this, because some people inside the military are dealing on these arms. So there's a warning coming out now that selling of arms and animations, there will be a sanction on this, on military. George, did you hear this story? So what is... Go ahead, George.
So you have to understand something. See, when you begin to break down the dynamics of what is going on in the North,
yes,
then you will understand that it's so this situation is so delicate, and it is so delicate simply because most of the kidnappers and the terrorists and insurgents, they are the brothers of most of these military men. They know each other. They grew up together. They grew up together. So what you gotta understand is you might have a friend who is a military man, and you have a friend who that his friend is one of the insurgents. They grew up together. When they grab this money, they will come to the city, buy food. Where do you think they get food to eat from? Do you think that they are languishing in the forest, eating mangoes and guava? No, they buy food. They use that money that they collect through kidnapping to buy ammunition, to buy food, and do all kinds of things. They're living in the forest as if they are living in a normal land. They know each other. So when you talk about seeing some of these, military men, they are friends. We got cash, get us some ammunition. They do. Why do you think they are announcing it? Because it's not happening. It's been happening. You might come into one family, maybe 8. 3 of them are part of the Islamic terrorists, and the rest, 2 of them might be in the military. They know each other. These are their brothers. That's why it's so delicate. That's the reason why they don't even consider, if you allow the North, if you allow them, they will change the law and make kidnapping and these insurgents, they will make it a lawless, that it's not a crime. Why do you think after a little while they bring 1,000 of them and give them virgins to marry and do mass weddings? No, and they call them repentant.
All right, George. The situation now is that the army of headquarters is now issuing this very hard warning that any soldier caught selling arms They are even saying that troops sell arms, George. Troops.
That's
Not
what they're
even,
saying.
even
They're
one.
not. These are the things that we in the public don't know.
Oh
But
man.
the military know it.
I wish our other colleagues, Femi and Dr. Femi, I wish they were here to let's see this together. Because this here lies how, like you're saying, George, here lies how these gunmen, terrorists have arms with them. I mean, you wonder how did the arms come to them? But we know also some smuggling were happening from the north part of Nigeria, Libya,
No,
and
I mean, you see,
all these
you
places.
talk about
They,
helicopters coming in the middle of the night
okay.
and dropping and taking money. Some of these insurgents, they know what they are doing, and they are strategic in the positions where they are. Some of them are being used to protect some of this illegal mining.
Illegal mining.
Yes. So when you hear a helicopter coming in the middle of the night and exchanges are taking place, maybe they're mining gold or mining another or lithium or whatever, and they come with helicopters at the middle of the night, they drop them US dollars or drop them the kind of money they want, and then they take what they have and go.
That's it.
So that's why Sambisa Forest is one of those most critical areas, because they are using these insurgents or these Islamic terrorists to protect certain things, and they are being rewarded for doing so. So what I understand is in certain parts of the country, in the north, they know these people, and sometimes they hail them. They come, they spend their money, they buy food in quantities, and if they see guns, they buy. Why do you think that the American intelligence will tell us, oh, this terrorist group, they are coming? You know,
so that means also some senior personnel in the Nigerian army are involved in this crime, this arms dealing. That's what it means, because
they are sympathizers.
Yes, because
they are sympathizers.
The smaller officers can't be dealing on that. He probably wouldn't have enough with him. You know, it has to come in large quantity. And the large quantity comes from the guys at the top. George, this is serious. This is a very serious thing we're discussing here. Viewers, Nigerian Army has warned officers against selling arms, ammunitions, and stressing that they will deal ruthlessly with any personnel engaged in this unwholesome act. Unwholesome, they call it. George, more on of this.
Yeah, Major General Ngadi also cautioned troops against drug abuse. Reminding them that discipline, professionalism, and respect of human rights are essential to maintaining the army's credibility during complex operations against terrorists and against bandits. So you can understand where he's going with this. Okay. Now he says at human rights and conduct workshop in Katsina, commanders urge officers to use the training to strengthen their ethical behavior, family responsibility, and lawful engagement with support from experts, including the NDLEA, the people dealing with drug things. So what you're seeing is there is so much corruption.
So much.
No. It's something that is happening. It's been happening, but is being brought out right now
to the open, to the full. Yes, and this is because probably somewhere somehow the business went wrong somewhere, and they know. So, but the damages have been done. A lot of people are having arms, guns, assault rifles, dangerous rifles with them. So how do we retrieve some of these things? Not just talking about it now, because this would have been going for years and years, George. But how do we now control the ones that are outside? How do we retrieve them if possible? We can't.
Collaborate directly with the international world like America. Wipe out these people in one stretch. It's easy. They got the drones. They got the intelligence. They got the cyber. Up in there, they can see where they are in the forest. They can see their movements. The only problem is that we don't have the political will to go after these people and wipe them away. That is why we're spending almost $8 million, dollars, in lobbying
Lobby.
Trump, to stop this thing. If we have the political will to do so,
Yeah.
1 week you will not see a terrorist organization again in West Africa. 1 week.
Some people say it's
1
not
week.
that there was no lobbying, If you hear
Forget all that. There is no smoke without fire.
Okay.
There's no smoke without fire.
No smoke without fire.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right. So viewers, this is it. We hope something will be done, and these guns will be taken off the hands of these bad people, because the Nigerian army has warned officers against selling arms. So what that means is they've been doing this for years now, but it's stressing that they will deal ruthlessly with any personnel that engages in that act again. George, let's come to other stories also from Nigeria. There's a health talk I want us to talk about, and that's what they are saying now. There's this drink. There are drinks, alcohol drinks that come in sachets. In sachet, that's like nylon pack, little nylon. So the body in charge of food, drug, and all of that says those sachet alcohol ban will remain, and they say they are banning it. That those things doesn't help people. Some of those alcohol are not processed well. The packaging is not done right, and it affects people's health. And also, they found out that young kids, were buying these sachet alcohol. George, what do you have on that story? You just came from Nigeria. Did you see those kind of things there?
Yeah, I didn't personally see them, but what I've heard about the story so many times, Nigerian Food, Beverage and Tobacco Senior Staff Association is warning that the renewed sachet alcohol ban is causing economic harm, arguing that the policy is inconsistent and doesn't tackle the real causes of alcohol abuse. So the union says underage drinking is an enforcement and social issue, not packaging issue, and insists that blanket bans won't solve public health problem that they were talking about. But you see, what it is this is coming in a sachet. And sometimes you don't even see what is inside.
Yes.
So they might give you a little bit of a straw, you poke it, and you start drinking. And because of what you call fake products in Nigeria, it is it's highly plausible that some of these drinks are not well processed and they might cause kidney problem or harm to children. So when you don't know, and it's so easy to access, when they come in sachets like that, a little child can go and buy it and put it in their pocket.
Yes.
So we know also that people produce alcohol in Nigeria, like Ebete, Kinkana, those corn alcoholic beverages. Yes. So, but when you begin to sachet them, put them in sachets, it makes it easily accessible to children, and it is not easy to monitor the quality of the production, the process itself, the cleanliness of it also is another issue. So personally, I believe that the best thing to do is in a country like ours, where abuse is inevitable, if this is allowed, let them ban it and begin to repackage it in a way that it will not be easily accessible to children, and they will not become susceptible to becoming alcoholics at a very young age.
At a very young age. Oh, George, you just broke it down well. Though. This is good. Okay, so viewers, we are talking about this sachet alcohol, and George has just given it to us. Parents need to be careful also. Watch what your children are drinking, because truly anybody can put anything into this sachet, seal it up, and just sell as alcohol as anything. And we're talking about health here. We want to live healthy. Thank you, George, for that.
There's a group called FOBTOB. Also, they're disputing with NAFDAC's claim that business aren't being disrupted, pointing to the seal depot in Enugu and Abakaliki, and warning that workers' livelihood are now at risk because these are factories where they're manufacturing these things. The group is calling for a dialogue and a balanced regulation, saying Nigerian can protect public health without crippling indigenous manufacturers whose operations rely heavily on sachet and small volume packaging. So
yes,
let
I was
them
coming to that.
repackage it.
I was coming to that too.
Yeah,
I
let
wanted
them
to-
repackage it. Let them. The alcohol is a liquid. You can put it in any type of bottle. But if the way you put it out there, is deemed dangerous to children, especially, and therefore repackage your drinks. The alcohol is still there in such a way that children will not become susceptible to go and buy those products.
Okay, good one. So, George, we're doing this from the diaspora's point of Nigerians in diaspora because it matters. Our people need to be aware of all of these things. We cannot gamble with our health, and because of alcohol, something that is just 1 hour of high of excitement, and you're killing yourself. So please hear what we're saying. George is giving us the lowdown, and NAFDAC is also there controlling. We want NAFDAC to do more. We had one time some NAFDAC officers were also complicit with some of this crime. They know people doing the wrong thing, and because they are taking bribe. Corruption, George. Corruption is neck deep in our country.
Well, corruption is deep, but listen, there are cause and effect. That's what
Okay.
you have to understand. Cause and effect. I traveled through Port Harcourt.
Okay.
And then I had some honey, regular honey.
Regular honey.
In my checked-in luggage.
Okay.
So when they were scanning and they saw it, they came to me, called me, and I came. They said, "What is the liquid?" I say, "It's honey. You can bring it out. Let's test it." Oh, no. They made it like it was an illegal act for me to transport honey from Port Harcourt to Lagos. And I told the woman, I said, "Sir, madam, please look at me. I know that you guys want me to do something for you. Don't put it on this honey. If you want me to give you a little money for water, I will do so. But when you attach it there, you go and bring this, go and show me where it is written that I cannot transport honey in a checked-in bag from Port Harcourt to Lagos." I said, "Don't do that. Because that's an insult to, it's an insult to my intelligence." "Oh, God, okay." I said, "Okay, listen, you guys are working hard. And I'm quite sure, I don't know if they're paying you guys minimum wage or not. Out of the goodness of my heart, I'm going to do this. Take for water, but don't attach it there." And that's what they're doing in Nigeria. Everybody wants to find a legal way of making legal things to become illegal in order for you to get money from you. Hey, like I said, the country needs a complete overhaul. You cannot allow inflation to come and chop up everything that people are earning. They're paying them $40,000 naira a month. Change that in euro and tell me how much is it per day. 40,000 naira per month, not per week.
Per month.
So that's how poor.
That's less than, but people will not agree, and they will be bringing numbers out, George. They'll be bringing numbers. That's what we say here.
Listen to me. Listen, the only people that are even accepting this particular situation or even accepting to pay are civil servants. But look at what's happening in FCT. They're not even being paying their minimum wage. There has never been any promotion in 3 years. What are you talking? These people are languishing. They're not even getting that minimum wage. They have not paid them in 5 solid months. A man with 3 kids and a wife, or 4 kids and a wife and a house. And how do you fuel your car? 5 months, salary is not being paid. They pay you the minutest amount of money, and yet they refuse to pay you that.
And the man at that top will go around giving people $10,000 to cover story for him, $1,000 because you're his friend, $2,000, and
why workers are languishing? Workers are languishing, would not be paid salary. So
and when we say
a man sitting at the desk have not been paid for 4 months. His children are in school.
Now, when we say this, George,
he will get up. He will get up every morning, go to work, come back home to his wife, but there's no money for food. You think that if there is an opportunity for him to collect 1,000 naira or 2,000 naira from you, that he will not do it? Come on, what are we talking? It is the condition of the nation economically that is causing what is happening all over the place.
The system is bad, George.
Let's do the right thing, for goodness sake. Let's take care of our people. Take care of the common man. They're not asking for too much, Nigeria. They are not asking for too much.
The system is messed up.
Little money they were making, you have used everything to make that money to be useless.
George, and on top of this, when we talk, they say we are unpatriotic. They use all label, all on us. At why are we saying this? But the real issue, the real reality on ground is this. You see, but nobody will accept what this information you're giving out now. They will
let me tell you something. Whether they accept it or not, we'll continue to talk about it, because let the truth be told. It needs to be told. We need to overhaul the whole entire nation from the bottom up. From the bottom up, no longer from top bottom.
All right, George, let's crop it up with some small news. Rwanda, I know probably, but we said this sometime. Rwanda is suing the UK government for cancelling that asylum deal, George. They say the UK is no more doing that asylum thing, that controversial immigration deal they had with London. They said because the UK said they are no more doing it. They abandoned the deal, and they paid these
people money. They paid them and never sent anybody there. This Rwanda man, you need to go and sit yourself down before they start demanding for that money that they pay, that you're going to pay it back, and you will pay it back. So you go and sit down. Yeah, the deal was cancelled because they did not send anybody, but they paid you money.
Yes, and they're not asking for the money.
And not asking you to pay back.
And they're not asking you to pay back. Okay, so that's the story there. UK is saying that Rwanda is saying that they've cancelled the deal, and but the UK is also requesting that Rwanda should forge 2 payments of £50 million by 2026 if they keep talking about that thing. So, but I know they might forgo it. They might forgo it.
Listen to me.
They might forgo it.
I came to you, I signed a contract with you to do something with me, and I paid you money. And then all of a sudden, for once or whatever reason that on my side, I decided not to go with the business again. You've not given me the service of what I paid you for, and then I stop it. What I would do is smile, go sit down and enjoy the money you paid me, as long as you're not asking me to pay you the money back. And when I begin to demand accountability and all that kind of stuff, and I say, bro, if you want accountability, pay me back what you owe me, because I paid you, and you did not give me the service that you're supposed to give me.
All right, George. George, how is the weather in that part of the world?
We're still very cold. We're still very cold.
Europe is blazing. Europe, we are freezing out. Snow also, and we know people are also dying. George, people are dying, sleeping from ice, the melting ice. Also, the weather becomes too high for some people, and their breathing stops.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. We're used to it, so we have learned how to survive in the cold weather when it comes. Like, this is the worst of the worst since I've been in Canada, and they're saying that this type of weather happened last in 18th century somewhere, 18 something. So you can tell how bad it is. As a matter of fact, it took me 2 days to shovel snow in front of my house. Coming from extreme heat in Nigeria, so you can understand from extreme heat to extreme cold. So we will learn how to survive it.
You have to survive it, George. All right, George. Beautiful, George. The week has been well spent giving up news updates. we have to go. George, do you have anything to say?
Well, listen, I continue to pray for my beloved country, Nigeria, the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I pray for the president and his wife and his family, and for all the governors in our country, and all the leaders, all the way to to the village chiefs and everybody. I pray that God will continue to keep them safe, keep us safe, that we have a peaceable life, and that prosperity will continue to come to our country, that there will be a real hall of economic welfare so that people can live comfortably in that country. And yet we are asking Mr. President, please give us, light up Nigeria. It is more than enough. People are dying every day. People are losing their businesses. Hotels and restaurants are suffering grievously simply because there is no light. Appropriate some money so you can leave a legacy that can never be erased. Mr. Ahmed, our president, Your Excellency, Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu, give us light. You can. You are the only one that the whole nation is depending on. Give us light.
But George, on this electricity thing, somebody wrote in the group chat that it's now left to the states to provide that electricity. The federal government cannot handle everything. Did you see arrangements where the states can come in, where states can? Did you see that?
They have partially privatized this.
Okay.
And what is actually happening that you see already is, you see, what you're talking about here is when we can increase our, our megawatts,
the megawatts,
so that it can sustain the nation. Because what you're saying, there are countries like Niger, Chad, and Cameroon, this other country. We are giving them light. But do you know what? These people are getting light 24/7, while the people that are supplying light are in darkness. How fair is that?
That's crazy.
It is not fair. So there is a piece that I just did. I'm going to send it to you. Maybe you can find a way to send it out there, because it's all about light up Nigeria. Our Ahmed Tinubu, if you want to leave a legacy, make a mark that cannot be erased. This is one place that you can give to Nigerians, and you will never be forgotten. Your legacy will outlast your whole generation. That is it. Give us light. You can. It is possible. Because these dilapidated equipments that are being, we bring out billions and it's not being used. No maintenance culture in Nigeria. Give us light. You can. If you have to contract another country to come and do it, they collect money until they get paid. Do it. The whole nation will be happy with you, and you will leave a legacy that cannot be erased. You're seeking a second term, sir. This is one area that you need to concentrate on, not the Calabar Lagos highway. Give us light.
Yes,
electricity, Mr. President. Give us light. We trust you. We are praying for you. For you to have the strength to go forth, give light up Nigeria, Mr. President.
Light up Nigeria, George. We'll be ringing this at every point we come around. We'll be ringing so that let it really enter into their ears. Electricity is the key, George. Imagine that God, our creator, God, the creator of this earth and all of us, he started first by providing light. So he probably will see what he's doing. But we are doing things, and we don't have electricity, we don't have light, and we're trying to build, we're trying to create without that. That's why we will create things that will hurt us. That's why we will create sachet of alcohol and people will drink and die, because they are not doing it they are doing it in darkness. They're doing it.
I'm gonna send you, I'm gonna send you this piece that I did on Light Up Nigeria. I'm going to send it to you.
Tell me.
You can incorporate it with what we have here.
All right. Yeah, we can.
This information needs to get out there.
Me and you need to put our mouth in this. I'll join you every time, because I once told somebody asked me, I was caught on the street, and they said, listen, Mark, if you're a Nigerian president, what's the first thing you would do? I said, electricity. The president said, are you sure? I said, yes, that's the first thing. That's the very first thing I would do. That's the major thing.
Can you imagine what is happening without electricity? I was in a hotel. And then all of a sudden they took light.
You
When
said
they
you were
took
sweating
light and they
like
do it,
you-
I was sweating. And then what was happening was it
But
took
George,
them time
he
before the
goes don't
generator.
sweat. You can't see he goes when they sweat. You know when you said that thing went viral and everybody's laughing and they're saying he goes.
It's true. It's true. It's true. When you're taking them to the slaughterhouse, they know. They start sweating.
Because he goat has skin, you have skin over them. So you have to see he got sweat. All right, George. George, thank you.
God.
So I'm with you on that one, George. I'm with you. Anything you want us to do, let's do it. Let's make this thing, because it's really crazy that 2026 we're still talking about electricity in Nigeria.
Wow.
No.
No.
All right, viewers, we're having fun, but we're also passing our information. We're updating you on this beautiful Friday, 30th January, as we've done our international update. My name is Mark Godwin. We're joined here in Milan studio, and I've been with Sir George Chukwu from Toronto, Canada. So till we come again next week, have a beautiful weekend. God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Yeah.